that, but you called me
well, I need to stay here. My mother died.
I understand that, but you called me a fucking nigger. No,
I'm sorry.
You weren't sorry when you said it on the phone.
Listen, there was
no,
people screaming
but
at home.
at the end of the day, and the climate that we live in today's society,
I was sorry.
I understand that, but it's above me now.
I need a room tonight.
Well, there's the Best Western next door.
No, please, let me hear. My daughter's here.
I'm sorry, but I mean, I was on the phone when you said it.
I said, I'm sorry. Please, I've had a horrible day.
And I had a horrible time when hearing that.
He won't let me in.
It's above me. She called me a fucking nigger.
Sir, my grandma just died.
I understand that, but it's above me.
Please let me.
It's above me. Sorry.
I got my
the Best
card.
Western is next door.
Sir, the rest of our family
I understand that, but it's above me.
Please.
She said what she said.
I understand that.
I understand.
She's very...
This is terrible news for everybody. Man, they told me that 50 Cent just became the president of Sally Mae. What we supposed to do now, huh? I don't know. You know, cause I used to be able to just tell them when they called it, bro. I 50 ain't going for that, man. He is not gonna know. He ain't gonna go. I ain't got it. He gonna send the whole unit to come and get the money.
Hold on. I ain't know it's gonna cut off like that. Hold on. I'm coming. This is the craziest podcast start you ever started, but that's all right. I had to give me a little drink. I had to give me a little drink. I'm sorry, y'all. My apologies. We are here. Welcome to Unorthodox Logic with Marv. We are here. It's time that I have returned to you. It's time we discuss some new things for the week. First and foremost, I would like to let y'all know the phone line is open, 716-402-4945. You can text, you can call, let me know what's on your mind. The topics that we're going to be discussing today, as I posted earlier, are loyalty to political parties, should activists make money, dealing with difficult teachers/schools, family protocol with cops. But I actually think I want to adjust something because I do want to talk about the When They See Us documentary. I'm going to tie that into, docuseries. I'm going to tie that into protocol with cops. That's what inspired that topic. I was able to catch all 4 parts of that series made by Ava DuVernay on Netflix. Once again, Ava delivers. At the end of the day, people may have their issues with Ava because of who she deals with in the entertainment industry, but when it comes to delivering the facts of the culture, delivering the stories of the culture, going to the primary sources of the culture, Ava has been able to deliver once again. And again, she went to the Central Park 5, all 5 of the guys, and was able to get their stories firsthand and come up with this information. So I will not question and come up with these unnecessary criticisms of how certain things were portrayed, what was done, how this was in, what was not in, what was in, because I was not alive when it started to pop off, when the actual thing happened. It happened in 1989. I was not alive yet. I was born during the proceedings and things like that after that. But when it happened, I was not alive. So this is definitely before my time. I don't remember the court news cycle, none of that stuff. So let's be clear on that. Hold on, what's this?
And that, but you called me.
Hold on. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, no, I played those funny videos in the beginning. I wanted to play
fucking nigger.
I wanted to play the Dave Chappelle joint, but I couldn't do it. All right, fuck all that.
So I'm not going to place any unnecessary criticism on her because at the end of the day, what she did was phenomenal. She got the story from the actual Central Park 5. She got the information straight from the horse's mouth. So there's no need to sit here and start this unnecessary criticism and nitpicky thing because we know, she's for the mainstream media and she's going to do what she do. But at the end of the day, she's telling a story that needs to be told. So I have no issue in regards to how she did it. At the end of the day, the facts were presented. She portrayed those facts. And again, we're going to discuss that with protocol with dealing with cops as a family thing. As everyone should have a protocol as a family with dealing with outside authority figures, teachers, schools, cops. That's why I got those two topics close together because they're going to tie into each other. And I'm going to give you guys an example of what my son did that, we taught him. Again, I don't just get up here blowing smoke. Speaking of getting up here and blowing smoke, what did I tell y'all when it came to that mother-daughter dynamic with Black China? What? Let me let you. Honestly, y'all can just listen to it. Y'all don't even need to hear it. Y'all don't even need to see it. But I want y'all to just because when they pretty much talk out exactly what I want them to happen. Remember I told you about that mother-daughter dynamic last week? Let me touch on that real quick. For those that don't know, I've said, and I have a very, very strong theory and plenty of evidence to prove it.
You got problems.
I said that whenever there's a situation where there's a mother and daughter, typically when the mother is not with the father, the daughter's father, there's always some type of rift, some type of anger, animosity of the two towards each other. I said that very clearly. That was an entire topic, entire segment last week. Go to the previous video, First Generation, and you'll be able to go ahead and break that down, and you'll be able to hear what I'm saying in regards to that. So listen to this, y'all. Listen to this.
You got problems. You need to get straight. You need a therapist. You know what you need? You need a therapist. Put that down. Don't blow that smoke in my face. Be a real one for 1 minute.
Why? It's you.
Okay, what might
It's you. It's fucking you.
Really?
It's you.
Okay, come back again.
It's fucking you. You're the problem. Get in my face.
Nobody took care of your ass but me. I'm ready to get the fuck.
That's Black China mother yelling at her, telling her nobody took care of your ass but me, in case y'all wasn't able to tell the difference between the two.
ASAP after this shit.
5 days.
You put your hand in my face again, girl.
5 days.
You're going to stretch your ass across this motherfucking kitchen. You better keep your motherfucking hands on my face.
5 days.
Don't touch me no more. You do it again, I'm going to rock your world in this motherfucker.
So rock it.
Don't do that. Keep playing with me.
All right, bye.
Do it again, bitch. I'm going to fuck you up.
Get out my house.
Bye, bitch.
Bye.
I'm gone.
She's talking to her daughter.
Boot the ass, bitch. The fuck? Get me the fuck out of here.
That's how mother and daughter talk to each other. This is what I'm talking about. That's the animosity that I am talking about right there. I don't make shit up. I don't talk out my ass. I don't just blow smoke. I speak facts. I speak things that can be backed up by blatant fucking evidence. Shit, I honestly, I don't know what else you need to even see in regards to that matter because that's what it is. That's how mothers act. That's how daughters act to mother and daughter dynamic act towards each other, especially when the mother and the father are not together. That would never happen if the father was in the household. That would never happen if the mother and father was together. Now, when I say never, do I mean absolute? Of course not. Of course I don't mean absolutely. But what I do mean is the likelihood is slim to none. That's what I do mean. So I just wanted to rehash that. I don't want to toot my own horn saying I told you so or anything like that. But that was a prime example of what the hell I was talking about. It came out just this week, that trailer, proving my damn point of how these mothers and these daughters have a rift with each other. So it's nothing else to discuss at that point. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm not gonna hold y'all up all night tonight. I do want to get into some things. I know a lot of y'all are gonna listen to this and watch this on playback or whatever the case may be, and I appreciate that. So let's go ahead and get to it. Loyalty to parties, political parties. As we all know, black people are overly loyal to the Democratic Party. We are not going to sit here and play games. We're not going to play stupid. We're not going to sit here and nitpick. We're not going to sit here and talk around words, mince words, anything of that nature. Black people are notoriously, stupidly loyal to the Democratic Party. Now, some people like to say, well, those are where my beliefs lie. And when I start running down those beliefs, it usually stops. I don't think any party, I don't know a single party who feels like the First Amendment isn't necessary. Freedom of speech, freedom of press. I don't see any party that's going to disagree with that. So let's skip that one. I don't know a single party that's going to say, hey, we don't need freedom of press or we don't need freedom of speech. I don't think we're going to have a party that's going to ever say no stupid shit like that. But what I will say is, let's discuss that Second Amendment. A lot of black people aren't against guns. They may be like, yo, we may need to have a safer gun policy where motherfuckers ain't shooting up schools and shit, but most black people want guns. Excuse me. I had to, clear my throat. So what side would you lean on with that situation? You know what I mean? So that's usually the breaking point. And then abortion is the other one. Most black people are pro-choice. And they're not even really pro-choice because at the end of the day, they only care about having the option of an abortion. Most black people do not exercise that option. Most black people will go ahead and move forward with the baby despite the fact that it will not help them in life, despite the fact it actually will fuck their life up, despite the fact, that it does them no benefit to continue to have these babies. And that's not saying it's just strictly, I'm not strictly saying this is something that plagues the black community, but I'm talking to the black community in regards to this. So when it comes to political party, it seems like black people don't seem to vote on their interests. They're voting against what they're scared of. So, for instance, a lot of black people are scared of white Republicans. So they're going to vote against white Republicans. The thing is, black people have a lot of Republican views. And if you sit most black people down, most of them are not for taxes. Most of them do not want taxes. They want less government involvement. Most black people are libertarians, to be completely honest with you, if you actually sit them down. If we're talking about the educated, middle-class black person, they are most likely libertarian because they do not trust the government after what the government history has shown they've done to black people, will do to black people, will allow anyone else to do to black people. They will not trust the government. And it's honestly pathetic that I still see people humming and hawing and championing and throwing on a cape for any political party when no political party is addressing our issues. No political party is talking to us. They're talking to immigrants now. They're talking to the LGBT community, talking to women. They're talking to everyone but specifically foundational black Americans. You see this movement called American Descendants of Slaves. I remember when that whole thing originated. I remember being in a group of people that were talking about it, putting it together, saying, hey, us as a group of people, we need to actually come up with something, one particular item that we feel like we need to be non-negotiable on, something that we can all get behind. And we just went to the foundation of everything, economic I don't want to call it equivalency, economic power. We were economically disadvantaged, so we want the economics back. It's that simple. I don't know what other way to even put it at this point, but we can talk about it. So, because my mic is working, I don't know why I had this little other thing on. I hope it wasn't echoing out for the first 15 minutes, but we'll find out. Either way, we're gonna continue on. So we said, you know what? We need to talk about reparations in several different forms. Reparation can come in the form of tax breaks. Reparations can come in the form of land. We want tangibles, essentially, is what we want. Reparations can come in the form of land. Reparations can come in the form of cash payment. See, a lot of times you hear people saying, well, just giving people that money ain't going to do anything. Don't tell us what to do with money you owe us. We do what the fuck we want with the money we owe us. Now, if it's gonna be some people that's gonna fuck that money off and go buy Cadillacs and Bentley trucks and rims and shit, then that's their right to do so. It's money that's owed to us for the labor that our ancestors bestowed upon this country and helped grow this country to where it is today. So therefore, that is money that is owed to us. It is not something that we should have. It's not a suggestion. It is not even a situation where we feel like we even need to be negotiating whether we deserve it or not. That's why most black people, educated black people, not those minions that's in the Congress, are not for the HR 40 bill, whatever that bill is, to study reparations. We don't need to study it. How about you get a bill together saying, count it up, add it up. How much do we owe them and how we going to go ahead and disperse this payment? That's what the bill needs to be talking about. All that deciding whether it's owed or not is, we already know it's owed. We know slaves built this fucking country. We know the slave labor built this damn country. Do I need to go back to a previous episode and tell y'all where I discussed this at? How I told y'all certain banks, certain industries to this day, like Dante Wilder said, to this day have benefited from slave labor. So do I really need to talk about that right now? We'll break that down. I have to circle back. I have to circle the wagons because it's an important conversation. We'll circle the wagons. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get the specific list. I know quite a few companies, JP Morgan, Bank of America, quite a few companies that benefited from slave labor, from cotton companies and tobacco companies, things of that nature. I know a few of them, but I want to get a specific list. I'm going to bring to y'all. And I'm going to only talk about the ones that are still up and running today. So, like I said, any state that participated in it, the federal government allowed it, and any company that profited from it, all owe us, can come together and figure out how they want to divvy up how much they want to cut out the check for. Because I'm not sitting here I'm not arguing. This is not an argument. Y'all have to understand that. There's not an argument to be had whether we deserve reparations or not. It's a simple fact of, how should we get our reparations? And again, it's not an argument. We should be discussing that amongst ourselves. We should be discussing that with the people that owe us the people that owe us the money. We don't need to be arguing with people that's outside of foundational black Americans, outside of American descendants of slaves. We're not arguing with them. We're not arguing with black immigrants. We're not arguing with first generation, second generations. We're not arguing with them. Why are y'all online arguing with these people? We're not arguing with Talib Kweli. We're not arguing with Dr. Boyce Watkins. This is not a group. It's not a club. There's no membership to be had. There's no getting in and getting out kind of thing. There's no you get kicked out for this or you get to come in for that. There's none of that. It's a simple fact of, if you're a descendant of American descendant of slave, if you're a foundational black American, you are owed reparations from several different parties. The federal government, each state that participated in it, and each particular business that profited from it. It's that simple. Because it was a system that created this wealth gap. It was a system that allowed for this to happen. Therefore, that system that is still alive and running very well today needs to pay out for what they done. It's that simple. There's no discussion about it. No debate. I don't debate nobody about that shit. I'm not about to be arguing with you about some shit that's owed to me and we all got historical facts to reference and you just refuse to reference it because you feel like it will be unfair because the payment is late. The payment is late. That's all it is. So because the payment is late and now you got to actually look at the payment get hashed out, you want to make sure you do everything in your damn power to stop it from happening, because now it looks like you're going to be put at a disadvantage from this. It looks like you're going to be put at the bottom of the food chain. See, what people got to understand is, if black Americans, foundational black Americans, American descendants of slaves, were as vengeful as we were painted, we would have fucked America up by now. If we were evil and destructive and as violent as we're painted, we would have fucked America up by now. Without question. We got video documentation for what was done to us. We got videos of what happened in Selma on the Edmund something bridge, whatever the fuck that bridge calls, with John Lewis always talking about how he got his ass whooped on that bridge. We got videos of that shit. We got videos of them sicking dogs on us. We got videos of people spitting on us. We got pictures and postcards where our ancestors was getting swung from trees. Y'all send postcards with your whole family, whole neighborhood posted up in front of that shit. We got plenty of evidence. Man, look, I'm not even about to play with y'all. I'm not about to play with y'all. Let me show y'all some. I don't play. I don't just talk the shit. I don't need to just talk it. Let me show you what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't need to talk it. Let me show you the shit I'm talking about. I don't just be making shit up. Where is it at? Look, let me show y'all this. Show y'all something real quick. I'm about to load this up real quick. I'm about to be, excuse that sound, but that's just the airdrop happening. I want to show y'all something. Like, I'm not about to be, I don't just fabricate shit. I don't make up little Black history facts just for shits and giggles. Let me show y'all something real quick. Hold on. That's one. I got a couple of these motherfuckers. Yeah, I walk around with this kind of shit in my pocket because it's important for me to let y'all know how what the fuck is going on. A lot of y'all be scared. I tell you all the time, y'all scared. I'm not scared to talk about what I want to talk about. I'm not scared to bring up the facts, bring up the issues. I'm not scared. Show y'all something. Where the other one at? I know I ain't delete them joints. I know that's one of them. I'm pulling it. No, y'all gonna give me a second. I'm pulling it up. And if you listening to it on the podcast, you're gonna have to go on YouTube and subscribe to the page, because that's what I need y'all to do anyway. I need y'all to go on YouTube and subscribe to the page. I got just the one picture on my phone right now. I have to find other ones because I don't want to, for time's sake, I don't want to have to, too much hold that up. So make sure you go to my YouTube page, and the link is going to be in the description, so we can definitely do that. Who is this? Adventure Squad. What's up, Adventure Squad? In the YouTube information thingamabobber. So yeah, let me get this picture loaded up real quick because I want y'all to see it. Make sure you go on YouTube and look up Marv Crittenden on YouTube, and you can see what we got going on. It's Marv Crittenden on YouTube. So let me go ahead and get this picture pulled up on the screen because I want y'all to see what the fuck I'm talking about. Call that hang. I'll just call her that because I don't want them to think I'm posting some graphic shit or nothing like that. I mean, it's a graphic picture, so viewer discretion is advised for you soft ass motherfuckers. But let's go ahead and go to. Let me see you bounce with your left and make your show the lane. I do image. I'm sorry. Just call it image. Cause I want y'all to see. Nah, y'all gotta see this shit. Look at this. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that. I'm not arguing nobody when y'all got shit like this. Y'all got shit like this. I'm not arguing with nobody about it. Come on, man. You really think I'm about to argue when y'all got shit like this? Post it up. Look at all these people looking right at the camera. I had some better ones. You think I'm about to argue with somebody with that kind of shit floating around? If we deserve it, if I'm not arguing if. You get the fuck out of here. I'll let y'all argue that if shit. I won't argue if nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So like I'm saying, what's happening right now is people are holding these political candidates accountable because we just can't have this kind of treachery going on within the black community. And honestly, I'm glad a lot of the black people are waking up. Because we're going to call this protocols. Because at the end of the day, that's what needs to happen. That's what need to happen. Why are we sitting here continuously dealing with this garbage with this political party, aka the Democrats, and they haven't done anything for us in the past 50 years? What have they done of significance for black people, foundational black Americans? What have they done of any type of significance for us? They can't say, well, we fought for your civil rights. We were owed that. What the fuck are you talking about? The moment we were free from slavery, we were supposed to have civil rights. So you helped get rid of some unjust laws. What you did was you had to address the system that was set in place for your advantage. That's what you did. That ain't, what the fuck is that? Y'all could have kept pushing our backs to the wall and faced those consequences. That's what you could have did. Y'all didn't want to face those consequences. You know that. Don't play with me. So no, I ain't do shit for us. That's how I'm rocking with it. That's how I'm rocking with it. They ain't do shit for us. It's that simple. So therefore, I don't feel like we need to be loyal. No one should be loyal to a fucking party. What you should be loyal to is your issues. Matter of fact, you should be an issue-based voter. What issues are your main concern? From your local government to the federal government. What issues are your main concern? And the candidate that aligns with that the most, so I doubt if you ever have a 100% candidate across the board. I know there's a lot of people who are one issue voters. That is the dumbest shit in the world to me. Excuse me. That's the dumbest shit in the world to me, but that's your prerogative. You should be basing your candidate voting, who you're going to vote for, based off issues that are your concern. It's that simple. There's no other way to do it. You shouldn't be concerned about what political party somebody's affiliated with. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Gather in your community, get some political power in your community, go to the political candidates, put the pressure on them, and make sure you get the job done. That's it, man. That's it. You don't have to do this extra shit. And I got this lip to y'all and everything because I got these liners in my mouth. These motherfuckers closing the fuck out of my gap, though. You see that? Look at that. Teeth looking all pearly, too, because I got this teeth whitener shit. Oh, yeah, I'm about to leave that out here. But let's not play any games. So, moving on, as far as the being loyal to political parties, let's discuss some other things because it's important. We discuss some other things, you know. Should activists make money? Now, I saw a situation where somebody was saying there's no reason why activists should be rich or activists shouldn't make money doing activist duties. It was actually my son. Shout out to my son, where he sells a clothing line that is in tune with his activism. And me personally, I have no problem with activists making money. I personally feel like they should be able to make money. So for instance, if you were activist and you come up with a slogan, you come up with something you want to, whatever, a brand, you decide to slap that shit on t-shirts and hats and sell that motherfucker, then so be it. There is no reason why we should expect our activists to just sit in poverty. That's a broke ass mentality. That's a terrible mentality. You can't do shit if you can't take care of your own family. You can't do shit if you can't take care of your household. You can't do shit if you can't take care of yourself. So why the hell would I want an activist to be broke? That's y'all lazy ass excuse as to what should happen. That's bullshit, man. Hell no. If you an activist, you out here putting in the footwork, you out here doing the work. It ain't like we got some type of trust fund set up for activists where they can just pull out that trust fund, take care of their house, take care of their family, take care of their travel expenses, things of that nature. It's not like we got no shit like that set up. So if you are, if you are an activist, and that's the kind of shit that you got to do as far as making sure you keep money in your pocket to continue to be a successful activist, continue to be an effective activist, then guess what? That's what you got to do. I'm not about to sit here and tell you not to do it because these busty, dusted ass motherfuckers sit here and tell you, you should be trying to make no money, man. You supposed to be for the community. You supposed to be for the community. Motherfuckers like that is just motherfuckers you don't need to deal with. For the community. What? What does that even mean? What does that mean you supposed to be for the community? As if you're not supposed to properly take care of what's going on. As if you're not supposed to do what you got to do to make sure you secure your family and secure your future. What kind of ass backwards shit is that? Now, you should be uncompromised in regards to that matter as far as your financial gains, as far as your financial aspirations. You should be uncompromised. But to sit here and say that an activist shouldn't make money is just pure bullshit. And I would never co-sign that. Period. Go get that money, slap it on a t-shirt, whatever you got to do. So I want to tie this one section in, these two sections into one, and I'm gonna just call it protocol when dealing with authority figures. And what I mean by authority figures, I mean police, teachers, schools, things of that nature. There should be a family protocol when dealing with those things. There should be a family protocol when dealing with those things. I will say it one more time. There should be a family protocol when dealing with those things. Here's why. Because there are situations where people will sit here. There are situations where people will sit here and send their kids out into this world wholly unprepared. There are situations where people will think the best of certain situations, and that is the furthest thing from the truth. There are situations where people do not know how to deal with these authority figures themselves, therefore they're sending their kids completely out into this world unprepared. And it's funny because the topic came up because of a situation that happened in my personal life that I'm going to break down to y'all with my sons. And then I watched the Central Park 5 and I'm like, whoa, this works in perfectly. So let's talk about it. I'm going to tell y'all what happened in my personal life, what happened with my sons. My sons got into a little argument on a bus. Each other, my younger son and my older son. They're about a year and a half apart. Not about, they're definitely a year and a half apart. After a while, my youngest son, what I found out after a while was my youngest son was, he was upset. So he started, getting frustrated and taking out his anger on my older son. Then he started physically hitting my older son. My older son was letting it slide, telling him to stop. And then my older son, and I quote him, he said, I had to show him I was big brother. Okay, I have no issue with that. So my youngest son was upset because his brother had to hit him. You know what I mean? I know people are like, why would you let your kids hit each other? That's just hashing out certain situations. Typically, they don't hit each other. Typically, my older son controls himself, controls his temper. In this particular case, he did as well. He was very calculated in what he was doing. It's just a simple fact that his little brother gets out of line sometimes. And that's something that I'm helping his little brother get through. That's something we are working with his little brother, our youngest son, get through. And, it's just a work in progress. He's a young kid. He's 6 years old. I mean, he's not going to be able to control his emotions. Shit, we got a president who can't control his emotions. He's 70 years old, so how can you expect a 6-year-old to do it? So, nonetheless, I wish my older son didn't do it on the bus, but whatever. He hit him. He hit him on the bus. You know what I mean? He like, hey, stop putting your hands on me. That stopped my little son from putting his hand on him, but he was upset a little bit when he went to school, and then the teachers never make it better. These teachers are clearly out to get these young boys. They think that these young boys are meant to be little girls. They try and treat them like little girls, the whole kit and caboodle. But again, I don't even want to get into all that craziness. Hold on. Wait. Oh, I messed up. All right, so that's what happened. So the teacher pulls my son out of class, my older son, and say, hey, well, Mason told us, that's my youngest son name. Mason's the youngest, Marv is the older one. Hey, Mason told us you guys got into a little issue on the bus. My son said, and I quote, my oldest son, my young bull, my young bright star, my boy, my well direction-taking son, looked that teacher in the face and told her it was family business. Honest to God, because my wife had to go to school and talk to the assistant principal as to why they were inserting themselves into family business. MJ did not hurt Mason. Mason was in no danger. He wasn't bullying him, none of that kind of stuff. He did what big brothers do. So when they asked MJ about it, the situation, him and Mason, they tried to get them two together to mediate it. MJ said it was family business and absolutely refused to tell him anything that was going on. He said it's family business. So their teacher made them hug. He got upset about that because I'm one of them people where when I tell you something, I told you something. That's it. I'm not about to keep going back and forth with you. I'm not about to argue with you. I'm not about to debate with you. I just told you how I get down. My son, my junior, he's taking on a lot of tendencies from me. So he's kind of the same way where when he tell you something, that's it. He's done. He's not about to continue to go back and forth with y'all. He told the teacher, look, this is family business. Teacher asked what happened. He was they like, oh, they said what they told me was they told me what he told me, so I was able to piece together what he said and what they said, and kind of come to a middle ground. What happened was they brought him out in the hallway to say, hey, what was going on with you between you and Mason? Mason came into school upset. MJ looked at Mason and he straight up said, this is family business. They went to go ask Mason, well, Mason, what did you tell him? Mason stopped talking. At that point, neither of the kids started talking. The teachers got upset. They called me. They said, hey, Mason came in school. He was a little upset. He said him and MJ got into a fight on the bus. Da-da-da-da-da. Can you call or can you talk to Mason, and kind of just, calm him down? Da-da-da-da. That's what they said to me on the voicemail. Actually, let me see if I can. I might be able to play this motherfucking voicemail. I ain't got shit. I ain't got no shame in my game. Let me see. What's this?
Please notify the school.
Let me see. Was it this? No, it was definitely sooner than this. This ain't no. Hold on.
Thank you. Hello and good morning.
No, I ain't got the voicemail no more because it wasn't that far back in advance. Oh, wait. It might be in my deleted. Let me see. Deleted messages. Charter school. Let's see. Here we go. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. Okay, I don't have it. Which I don't understand why I don't have it, but wait, is this it? Let me see. Oh yeah, here we go.
Thank you.
Here we go. I found it. Here we go. Turn it off.
Hi, Mr. Crittenden. It's Mrs. Austin calling from Niagara Charter School concerning Mason. Mason's just having a little bit of a rough day, and I just was hoping maybe you could speak to him. If you could give me a call back, 29.
That's what she left a voicemail of. Look. This, and then so I told my wife like, hey, Mason was having a rough day in school. From what the teacher said, get a school call, see what's going on. So she calls, and the teacher, my wife, she don't really fuck with him like that. Speaking of, we got to go to parent-teacher conference tomorrow. But she calls and like, hey, I'm calling about Mason. I want to see what's going on. Yada, 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 da, 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 hits at the third. And the lady going to say, well, I wanted you to, can you scold him? She was like, nah, I'm not. Don't put him on the phone. I'm not yelling at him for y'all. Y'all don't tell me what to do. Like, y'all don't sick me on my child. We don't even do that. We don't do that with our kids. We don't, for one, because we don't believe everything y'all say. We hear y'all. We listen. We hear what y'all saying. We ask our kids about it, and we piece this shit together. And we get the truth out of our kids. You know what I mean? We're not one of those parents who think our kids do no wrong, but we also not one of those parents who think everything the teachers say is right. Because I know how they did me as a kid, so I don't fuck with that. I'm sorry, y'all, and they're proving that they're all the same. They're proving to me based on their actions, based on their words, exactly that they're all the same. So my wife ended up going up there because of the situation that happened over the phone and talked to the assistant principal. Like, look, I don't like the way she was acting over the phone. She was talking about she gonna tell us next teacher because they get the school year's almost over. She gonna tell us next teacher about him. And what are you doing? Tell your next teacher what? You know what I mean? He's been good all year. And then he had one rough day. Now you got to tell the next teacher about him? What the fuck is that about? All because y'all got mad because my oldest son told y'all this is family business? So when they brought that up, my wife was like, yeah, it is family business. And that's something we're going to handle at home. That's not y'all concern. Next subject. And I told y'all that to pretty much say, that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. It's certain situations that don't need to be brought to authority figures. So, for example, when dealing with school systems and teachers, if your kid's getting into an argument at school, because siblings do fight, siblings do argue, so whatever the case may be, they don't need to be sending that and processing that through the school. That's a family matter. That's something y'all handle at home. You shut that shit down first and foremost. Y'all ain't supposed to even be arguing outside the house. I tell my kids that all the time. Y'all ain't supposed to be arguing outside the house. That's crazy to me. So that was violation right there. Them even arguing at the house was a violation. You don't argue in public. You don't argue outside the house. You handle that in the house. That's family business. So they upset with my older son because, for one, they think he's the greatest thing on earth. He's the greatest child ever. I don't think this kid ever got a green. He always got blue. They got this color code system. Blue is the best. Green's the second best. Yellows, you had a day, and then red is you had a bad day. This kid has never received a green. He's received nothing but blues all his entire life. Entire years going to school. So he's 8 years old. So it's just like, for him to say that, it kind of like threw them off. Like, wait, MJ, typically you the kid with the integrity. You the one who usually are upfront and honest about everything. How come you're not being upfront and honest about this? And they try to make it seem like he was lying. I straight up told him, like, you did the right thing saying that. That was the exact thing you need to say. When you and your brother are arguing, that's a family thing. That's family business. That's exactly what you're supposed to say. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it was a family matter that we handled at home, and we made sure we checked it and corrected it. It's that simple. They were arguing over some petty shit. My youngest son was being annoying to his older brother. His older brother ain't want to be bothered, so he hit him like, yo, leave me alone. You won't stop hitting me. You won't stop bothering me here. Hold that. Boom. That's it. It's over with. My youngest son just got all emotional and whatnot and went to school carrying that extra emotional baggage, and here we are. You know what I mean? But they wasn't even supposed to be arguing outside the house, so that's where a situation where I felt like they violated at that point. You see what I'm saying? So yes, it was family business. That's how my kids handle things. Now, if it's a situation where just Mason got in trouble or whatever case may be, then that's between him and the teacher. So now that's not family business. That's something you need to deal with the teacher. And if she feel like she needs to contact me, she'll contact me. And I'm going to ask you about your day and whatnot like that. And he brings it up for his day, saying he did this, whatever the case may be. And then if I need to contact the teacher based on what he told me, then I'll do that. You see what I'm saying? But if it's a situation where it's an incident between either of my kids, my daughter, my two sons, whatever the case may be, that's a family matter. That's no longer involved in the school process. It's a family matter. They bring that home. They let me and their mother know about it, and we deal with it from there. Now, that's just dealing with schools. Let's talk about dealing with cops, law enforcement. I watch When They See Us. I watched all 4 parts. I finished it last night. Shit was so horrific, especially part 4. I couldn't even sleep. I didn't go to bed till like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning last night. Now, the biggest mistake I saw throughout that entire process was, the simple fact was their protocol when dealing with cops. As a family, as kids, they clearly didn't have a plan. I mean, again, this was 1989. I'm not judging them. I mean, I'm judging some of them parents. I'm definitely judging some of them parents. Yusef's father and Corey's mother. I'm looking at y'all funny. Yusef's father, was it? Or I don't think it was Yusef. Shit. The father that walked out with the high top fade and told his son, just say what they want you to say so you can go home. Because the nigga was scared. Y'all know how I always say about these motherfuckers. Old motherfuckers. So, I'm looking at them funny for the simple fact is, when it comes to family protocol when dealing with authority figures, I don't care what the nature of the crime that you're being accused of, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking to the kids. Tell your kid to come to the screen. If you gotta talk to your kid, or you can filter it the way you want to filter it. Here it is. If your kid ever get hung up, ever get captured, ever get arrested, ever be accused of any type of crime, make sure they shut the fuck up, especially if they're a minor. If they're under the age of 16, shut the fuck up. All they should ask for is, I would like my parents present. I would be more comfortable if my parents were here. Can you please get my parents down here? Then we can discuss whatever we need to discuss. Can I talk to my parents? I am a minor. My parents should be in the room when you're questioning me. The only thing they should be giving up is the name and number of their parents. My name is John Doe. My parent name is Marvin Crittenden. His number is 716-402-4945. I am a minor. My parents should be here. I understand I'm going to go to jail for life. I know I'm going to go to jail for life. I need my father here and my mother here. It needs to be that, because they're going to threaten them. Hey, we're going to get you out of here. We don't need to do that. It's going to be real quick. Dude, no, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if you littered and they said they about to fine you $500, but you got to sign this piece. Don't sign shit. Don't give no statements of shit. Shut the fuck up. Only thing you should be doing is asking for your parents. If your child is a minor, the only thing they need to do is ask for you. And when you get in that room, don't get in there believing shit that the cop said, nothing about nothing. I need a lawyer. When you get there, I need a lawyer. Lawyer. No, we're not answering any questions. Lawyer. That's what went wrong with those families. The kids were interrogated for 14, 16, 17, 18 hours because they didn't have any type of protocol saying, hey, I'm a minor. I need my parent here. I need my parent present. I need my parent here. I need my parent present. I know I'm facing life in jail. I know y'all accusing me of raping this girl. I know y'all accusing me of murder. I know y'all accusing me of whatever the case may be. I need my parents here. I didn't do it. I need my parents. Don't even say I didn't do it. Shut the fuck up. I need my parents here. I need my parents here. I would feel more comfortable if my parents were here. I am a minor. I want my parents here. And they're going to stall you out and stall you out and stall you out and stall you out for hours. They're going to try and stall you out for hours. And I know that's hard for some kids, man, when they keep telling you all you got to do is sign this piece of paper and they're going to go ahead and let you free, because that's exactly what they told those kids. But I guarantee you this, if you make sure you tell your kids under any circumstance, tell your kids this, tell them if they sign a piece of paper with you not present, that they will guarantee that you guarantee they will go to jail. You guarantee they will actually get in trouble if they sign or give any testimony. If they do anything with you not there, they will probably go to jail. 9.9 times out of 10, they'll probably go to jail if they do anything when you're not there. So therefore, you need to help them truly understand that you don't do nothing until I get there. Lawyer. 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 It's that simple. Y'all can't continue to go out in this world unprepared, unplanned, like this system is against us. Let's stop playing these foolish, trivial, naive games. This world is against us. This system is against us. So if you continue to send your kids out in this world, you continue to send your kids out unprepared, and you continue to send your kids set up to fail. It's that simple. It really is. It really is. So, with that being said, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I told y'all it was going to be a shorter episode. I truly appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page, Marv Crittenden. All social media platforms at Marv Crittenden. I truly, truly appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the YouTube page. Like, share, subscribe to the YouTube page. If you're listening to the podcast, the YouTube page link is in the bio. If you're watching, go to your podcast app, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, whatever the case may be. Search Unorthodox Logic with Marv. Subscribe. Share, subscribe, like, share. I really, really need y'all to do that. That would truly be amazing to me. And if you can rate it, definitely rate it. I don't care if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars, whatever it is. Make sure you rate it as well. That would be phenomenal. Thank you. Y'all have a good night.